In fact, the question I'm going to ask is going to be really on that reprogramming. But before we get there, I just want to reinforce the line a little bit in that why we're saying that the current crop of leadership that we have do not represent the people is also for this reason. In that you have people who basically have a system of education of not only a system of education, a system of miseducation. Because when you educate the people should be given the instrument to be able to free themselves, to be able to tap into the resources that is around them and make a good life for themselves. That is how it has always been. That is why, okay, sorry, I'm always using the case of Oba because that is what I know better because I'm from Edo State. But of course, the system of Oba is the same with the system of Igwe, is the same with the system of Emir, whether you go to Congo, it's the same basically everywhere because it's a traditional system that is well-rounded. It's well-rounded. So if the Oba could send people in the pre-colonial era to Portugal, for example, to learn, it was for this reason. At the time, there was this exchange of knowledge. We are talking of even the primitive era. They send people outside to go and study, and these people come back and use that knowledge for the kingdom. As far back as Europe, but even before then, in other kingdom too, because people do not just have all the knowledge all among them. You have part of it, I have part of it, but by exchanging, we're able to advance. So the kind of knowledge that is circulating around us is so bad that it's not even helping us to grow. Let me give you just an instance. The Nigerian electricity. Let's even assume that the technicians we have in Nigeria are so poor, they don't know what they are doing. But there is somebody in head, there is somebody who is in charge. This person cannot say he doesn't know what to do because light has been invented for how many years now?
Absolutely.
So this person that is in charge, whether you are a minister or a commissioner for light, for electricity generation, you cannot say for after 10 years, you still cannot send Nigerians to go to Russia, to go to England, to go to Canada, or to go to the United States to study. I'm not saying go there and bring Aeron to come and invest in Nigeria. I'm not saying go to UK and bring the UK expert to come and invest. No, send Nigeria to go there and study how life is done. We don't know it. Go out and study. This is the knowledge. This is what the leadership is supposed to do. They're supposed to find a solution to the people's problem because they are just massaging the head of the people. They are lying to us. Okay, now that is that for that. Now for SWAF, for the new reprogramming system, I don't know if there is any part you want to share with us because we are really very important. We are so key about the solution. How do we get out of this quagmire?
Well, as you said earlier concerning our leaders and what is going on, I still keep saying this, and I think I mentioned it during the event time, that the most important thing that we must do is begin to initiate several inter-country cultures, program inductions of African descents. As we begin to do all that, definitely it will flow where every one of us begin to interchange our culture and traditions and begin to know that we are one. And that knowledge become refreshed again. For instance, let me ask you one question. I was discussing with someone one day, and he says to me, Paramount? I say, yes. He said, where are your kids? I said, why? That's a security question. And he says to me, well, I just asked for a reason. I say, be explicit, self-explanatory, let me understand. And then he went down and said he put his children here and there because of some certain reasons. Then I asked him a question. If you put them here and there, how would they understand your local language, for instance? Where are you from? He mentioned. I said, do they know how to speak that language? He says no. I said, fine. But he said to me, but arrogantly said to me, there's no need. Why they hear English is the lingua franca. And I said to him, shame on you. Shame on you. Because you are not able to even tell your kids where they come from. Like if I ask my children, where are you from? They say, we are from Cresta, we stay in Johannesburg. Oh, really? Is that your hometown? And I say, speak your language. We're trying to correct this now, but I am saying this because some parents are making mistakes again to the next generation because they are not giving them something to inhabit. They are not giving them something to inherit because they are making English their lingua franca. Whereas our children should have been learning our indigenous languages. And beside learning an indigenous language, began to raise Swahili as a lingua franca of the whole African country, as a central language, Swahili, and so that even if we do not understand ourselves now, the next generation will not continue this whole mess that we have been in. I'm answering you from that point. So there are correctional services and correctional things that we should start doing now in order for the next generation not to continue what we are facing. A better Africa then will start from now. I was so angry in some certain program where Chinese children are being trained a local language in Nigeria. Why am I angry? I asked myself this question. If they now know your local language, what is your safety and security? Because they know they are the generation to replace the present generations coming up. They send them to learn the local language. And you are proud, hey, they are learning our language. Oh, you are in trouble. Because those languages they are learning, your own children who is living in the city and you're promoting them to study English as lingua franca will not even understand that language when they use it against you. And yet you are proud that the Western world come with some young generations. What a brilliant move and step. Because those young generation will live to give it until they grow old and the others begin to teach others to secure their economies, to secure whatever resources they have in your country. The younger ones are there. What a brilliant step. What we need to do and what we're doing in SWAF Federation is that we are promoting Swahili as a central language for the whole Africans. And I'm happy the existence of Lumi currency, which is digital at the moment. That's a digital currency that is widely spreading. And I am encouraging that digital currency, which is called Lumi. I'm encouraging it greatly in every symposiums, every podium I climb. I speak about it because it's not a cryptocurrency. It's not the one you mine yourself. No, it is a compliance. And I know why I call it compliance. I call it compliance because it's digital, and because it's digital, it will exonerate the pains of the future. And that pains is through the new law orders, where you have to enter supermarkets on compliance of whatever they might introduce to you. But presently, the only way you can exonerate yourself from that is by being Lumi compliance and have that digital currency. You can sit back at home and do your orders online until the physical one comes. And if you cannot, you can use it as trade by barter in your network. I repeat the word trade by barter, because if I have Lumi and you have Lumi and the other people around me have Lumi, we can use it to trade and become Lumi richer. This is what we were doing in the olden days with trade by barter. So I'm also happy that some 2 years ago, while I remember I attended the meetings of the Pan-African section, because Zuma has been pushing for one passport Africa, and that passport is out. But now, still in the corridors of power, what is he waiting for there? The passport should be given out. The passport is only going to be 90 days. You don't need to start looking for visa and what and compliances and all that. You just take your passport as an African and cross the border, though there is a controlling visa at the port of entrance. You get a controlling visa and you do your business freely without being stressed as an African. And that is, of course, a control of population that will necessitate that controlling visa at the border. But of course, you've been exonerated through visa applications and so many other things. So SWAF is standing out as an advocate of all this I have mentioned.